guys, welcome back. I just received this from one of my students, G. Norton. She says, help, fix my picture. I put this to the front of the line, and I'll tell you why. One, she really is trying to understand my lessons. She put in direction of sun, seesaw effect, shadows. She put those words into her picture, and I was like, she's trying. And this is almost there. I can fix this picture because I understand what she wants, and I'll easily show her. And she's at the point with this picture that she can actually continue and do it. So let's fix her picture. I made a copy, and this is just on my printer of her picture, so I'm sure her picture is much more vibrant. But it's not really going to matter because she's missing some elements that we're going to put in. So this is by Joanna Basford, and it's Mini Flora series. I don't know if she put the bubble on the background or it comes like that, because I don't see any lines at all around the bubbles. So, and she's doing it on really good paper. I think she said it was a Stratford paper. I could be wrong. It's morning time. I've been doing this all night. So, first off the bat, I'm really happy she told me which the direction her lighting source was, because now I could fix something really big. Direction of sun coming smack down on his head. Except the balloon, or the ball, or the bubble, whatever it is backlit. What is that? The light is coming from behind him, not above him. She's proven that because her lighting, the lightest part of the picture, where her lighting source is right here. What happened? So her lighting is coming from different directions, is screwing up the visualization of where things go, if that made any sense. Made sense to me in this hour of the morning. So we got to fix that. We have to decide if this picture is backlit or is it top lit. If it is top lit, this has got to be all darkened up in here. Okay, does everybody understand that? Because your lighting is coming from the top. This is a sphere. Even though it's a bubble, it's still a sphere. And they would all react the same way. All down here would be dark. Remember, I did that lighting lesson. It's also in the first color blending one. We go through all the lighting effects. This is an exact example of that. So we're going to take the Terminator line. We're going to do find out where the pieces of this are coming from. Now, if I want to top light this, you have a lot of major changes. If I want to backlight it, which is kind of what she was doing anyway, it's not as hard. If she was to backlight this, and I'm going to do this, remember, I can't blend anything into this because it's ink on a paper. It's not her pencils. It's not an original drawing. So my pencil's not going to blend into hers. So I'm going to take a gray. Now, warm is over here. She's using opposing colors. You've got green, you've got purple, you've got orange, you've got blue. So she's following some sort of color scheme going on in there. Or she went red, orange. She's got no yellow, but there might be yellow in here. Okay, we'll work with it. I'm going to use a warm pencil, and this is my Deli, so it doesn't have a degree of warmth on here, but it's okay. You can use a French gray, you can use a warm gray, because there's more warm. Green is technically a half and half color, so is purple. Purple could be warm or cool, and green could be warm or cool. So we're going to choose to use a warm gray because here we have a very large amount of orange and a smaller amount of blue. You can cool it down over here and just switch over to the other color. But I'm going to darken up. And I'm going to do my best to do it in some sort of blended look. And these things are afterthoughts. We'll fix that. So we're gonna darken up this ball. And I'm gonna do this fast, and of course, way faster than I expect her to work. Just a tiny bit of darkening of these things right now, suddenly the ball popped. It's popping out. Why? She was right. There is a seesaw effect. But if you're looking at the seesaw effect in here, why have you treated it like it wasn't a whole object? These are the individual scales on the turtle, and she did it perfectly correct. She did the round. They look nice and poppy. They're nice. But the leg itself is a whole object. So if we ignore what's on it and we use this as a shape, you've got a cylinder going on here. And a cylinder going over the second one right here. So automatically, without any thought, this is going to darken up. And you're going to treat this thing as a cylinder. And I have a video in my on my channel that is a tinfoil hitting light. Okay? It shows you, it's like the most important rule of art is to make sure your highlights are going in the right direction. Those light marks have to be correct. You can't put the highlight going this way when the leg goes this way because it bends. Naturally, here's the highlight. If I turn the thing this way, it'll go this way. And why? Because it's following the curve of the pencil. Well, this is exactly like the pencil. Just put that down. Same object. So what we're going to do is we're going to darken up around. Now, this goes for legs, for wings, for everything that you see. Tree trunks, anything that's a cylinder. You know which direction to put your highlight. So here you go. And we're going to do this really quick. You will work on this longer. And we're going to just darken it up here. Now that I've plunged this leg into darkness, okay, and brought out the lighted area on a leg, suddenly this pops out. Oh, it's in front of this. And I'm going to also turn around and darken up the edges on this, bringing the light source right into the middle. Okay? Very easy step. So far, nothing too terrible, and it's already beginning to pop. Now, it's being backlit, but this, if you're looking at the turtle, this would be the darkest side, because the light is coming from behind the turtle. What does this need to do? It wouldn't have a highlight going down. We're going to darken that up. Because you wrote shadows. I know you knew that a shadow went there. And when you put a shadow here, all of a sudden, the shell is going to look like it's popping off the body. Very easy to do. Now this would all be darkened. But some light will hit it, so I'm going to leave some light on it. Don't be afraid of tone. And I know it's coloring up it's darkening your brightness, but it's also lightening your picture in the right places. So right here would be really dark, and there we have it. Okay? Now if we move it over, we've got the leg coming back here, and the shell is on top of the leg. So what do we need to do? Darken that area up. Since the leg is round, the light would be hitting right here, because that's your center light. It's going to hit the roundest place, and we would kind of look at these as different objects. So right there you have much improvement on it with just a little bit more work. Now I'm going to tell you that I really liked this. I liked the effect that you did the back in the light, and it is popping right through. What this reminds me of is a fish tank. Perfect. It's excellent. And I'm going to just, because it's a curved surface, I'm going to just darken it up ever so slightly over here on the edge. That will get this area popping even more. And we'll make it a little bit murkier down here. So now all of a sudden, really the light is coming through. What is it missing? A highlight. Because if it's a fish tank, what is it? It's glass. So I'm going to do a really quick break out my Posca. Now, if this picture was mine, I would have left the area open. But since it's already covered, we can't do much about it. We're going to just break out the Posca. Okay, now, instead of it looking like it's a flat surface, now you kind of tell, well, wait a minute, something's going on there. The shell is a fish tank. That's kind of funky. So, what do we do next? Well, we're going to find the pencil that I just put away accidentally. Okay, so this needs more work. I just picked up a black. I should not have picked up a black. It should be gray. I'm going to get all sorts of lines that don't belong here, on here. Blend that gray in with these colors. And now you can really start telling that the sphere is there. Okay? It's looking good so far. I'm just doing it to the bottom on the bottom bubble. See what happens now. If I had the orange, it would pop right here. And then you have another one down here that you do the same to. Now, since there was no pre-thinking this beforehand, like starting from the beginning where I could put in different areas, you might go for the window effect. Let's see if I can get out my white. My white pencil should pop on this because there's no other color. I was just using it. Where did I put it? There it is. Okay. So now we're backlighting it. we're going to put in a highlight. So you seem to like this direction. The highlight will go here. Bring it out more. Now, if this was indoors, you can reflect anything that you want off of it. Maybe we're going to reflect another fish. I don't know. But the highlight would have some sort of reflection in it. Usually it's a window. It's got to be a light source. And I'm doing this really quick. And we're off with this. This would blend into the green. There would be some black in there as a reflection of whatever you want it to reflect. Maybe a fish. Maybe you can get a fish in there. Okay. So all of a sudden, now it's starting to look like it's a glass in front of a bubble. We can put in a little bit. I hate the Posca bubble. I hate the Posca line. And maybe we'll just go this way. And you want to do one that's right here because it's right in front of the plant and it's showing that there's glass in front of the plant. So now you have something that's actually in front of, and it's showing it's in front of. Now this would blend in naturally, but you see where I'm going with it. And you can have fun with it, but the bubble has more than just a line going around the bottom. You want, if this was sitting up against something, but it's like floating in the space, you might want to put a reflective shadow or a reflective highlight down here. It's endless possibilities. There's 1,000 bubbles out on the internet that you can actually just put the highlights where they are in the bubble. I really hope this video helps my subscriber and anybody else who may be making the same mistakes. Well, they're not really mistakes, the omissions. And I will see you guys in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.